First off, I like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there for Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful that you guys may be sealed soon. And hopefully by the mercy and grace of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, all those brothers and sisters that's in the truth, all the elders and apostles that's been teaching and ruling well, hopefully we part of elect. With that being said, this is your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And I'm gonna show a few videos. I'm not gonna show long parts of it. I'm gonna show maybe like a minute and 15 seconds of maybe 3 or 4 videos. And but before I do that, I'm gonna get a few scriptures. But this is just to let you know all the things that are going on around the world. You got a lot of these preppers. You got a lot of people that these YouTubers who are who speaks upon things that are happening around the world, and not only that, and then you got the brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth, letting you know that shit is picking up. It's about to be pure hell. And my thing is, if you look at it and if you see how bad, especially when it comes to this food situation, people talking about with anywhere between the next three weeks to maybe 4 to 6 months, it could be pure hell. And some people even saying it's shorter than that when it's talk about this food shortage. So I'm gonna sit up here and play a few videos, but before I get that, man, I'm gonna sit up here and say, man, you know what? This damn devil, man. Preppers are talking about one of 3 things. They talking about either the food shortage. They're talking about the situation that's happening over in China, in Shanghai, where the 25 million people been locked down, And they're talking about the Ukraine thing. A lot of them are really speaking high on that Ukraine thing, talking about how this is going to be World War III pretty soon. And so my thing is, those are the 3 things that you're hearing from quite a few of the people. So like I said before, I'm going to get a few scriptures, but I'm going to sit up and play this video real quick. But before I do that, let me sit up here and get Matthew 24. And I'll just start at 3. This is Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and shall deceive many. So there's going to be many false prophets out here, people coming saying that they know the truth, they got the truth, and then they're going to be lying. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So as you're hearing rumors of wars. You hearing you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and you're hearing that right now. That's all over the news. That's everywhere. But for our simple ass people, they don't pay attention to shit. They too busy worried about what's the next basketball game and watching soap operas. And let's not even talk about the famines that are already happening in certain places throughout the world, and then the pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. That's been happening for the past couple of years now. Prophecies have been popping off the pages, and all these things are coming to pass, man. So with that, let me go ahead and let a few of these. I think it's about to be a commercial, but let me let a few of these play.
A business owner, I appreciate when the government saves the taxpayers' money. Governor Pritzker is paying off overdue bills and putting Illinois on the path to fiscal health. We need a governor that works for us, like J.B. Pritzker.
I want to get you what you need and nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so I got off the phone with a major supplier and distributor of emergency preparedness food today. And this is the same supplier who, throughout the pandemic, warned me that there was going to be shortages. And those shortages were different. During the pandemic, the shortages were more so related to scarcity of workers and a increased demand, which could have been met. There was a delay. This is a material scarcity. One of the biggest manufacturers of freeze-dried food, actually several of the biggest manufacturers of freeze-dried food in the United States, North America, are running out of stuff. They simply cannot get the stuff to make. They cannot get the chicken. They cannot get the meat. Now, if you watched my recent video on the coming food crisis, go watch it. It's like a 15-minute mini documentary. Please go watch it, and it's going to inform this video, and it's going to show you why I'm so worried. Now, they are saying that their expected deliveries are going to be down nearly 90%. Okay? 90%. Why is this the canary in the coal mine?
I'm gonna stop it there. So you heard that, he's pretty kind of shooken up because he's saying that they can't get a lot of the material, that they're gonna be down 90%. So you ask yourself, if a lot of these places that make these certain foods I can't find chicken, can't find meat, can't find certain items, how long you think it's gonna be when regular stores that sell regular food cannot do the same thing? So this is what he's talking about, and he's going to make those points throughout the video, but I only want to play a certain part of this video. I'm going to go to the next video, and I'm going to let y'all listen to this guy. Salakia for the commercials.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome, this is your first time here. I don't know how many of you all have been paying attention to what's been going on in China. In Shanghai, they have over 25 million people on COVID lockdown, and it's a strict lockdown, and the people are starving. They were promised food, they were promised provisions. However, as usual, the government hasn't delivered, and the people are starving, the people are panicking, and they're even jumping out of windows to their death. I saw a video this morning, and it wasn't just one or two. I mean, it was just one after another, jumping out the windows to their death. Now you tell me how desperate, how miserable you'd have to be to jump out, a window, multi-stories up on the pavement, down to the pavement to your death, and know you're going to die. That is losing all hope. That is losing all hope of ever getting any better, all hope of ever having any freedom. And guys, things like that is what happens when you have a government that's full control. When you have a government that's full power, you see what happens.
Now I'm going to stop it there. I'm not going to play any more of it. So you heard what he was saying. He was talking about the problem over in Shanghai. He said, people are jumping out the windows, people saying they can't eat. He said, how desperate do you have to really be, man? Or how depressed do you have to really be to jump out of a window? Man, look, it's going to be way worse than that, people. It's going to be way worse than that. So with that, let me go to... I'm going to play her just for the heck of it, but...
By fallible people.
I'm going to start it from the beginning.
Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we're going to discuss the current events with Russia, Ukraine, and the lead up to World War III. This is not inevitable, and this video does definitely not make me happy to speak about.
As you see, her title is How to Prepare for World War III, Inflation, War, and Food Shortages. And this is the Patriot Nurse. I just happened to come past this video, but the thing is, in the beginning of this video, she said a few things I just wanted her to say, and then I'm going to move on, because all this just ties into all the stuff that people are talking about.
But there's a lot of noise in internet land and going around, and I think that we need to stop, take a step back, look at how we got here, look at the wise people from the past, the lessons from history, and allow that history to inform us in our actions moving forward. I do believe that we are sitting on the precipice of World War III. Some people have already said that it's begun. I think there is reason to believe that that is correct. I don't think, though, that catastrophe internationally and globally is inevitable. I think there's a lot that we can do, particularly in prayer, but we're not there yet. However, because of the situation and because of the tensions and because split-second decisions by fallible people with egos involved and positions of power, split-second decisions can have wide and far-reaching impacts for millions and hundreds of millions of people as it has been the case throughout history. We got here today in the situation.
So you sit up here and heard what she said. He said a lot of people. You heard what she said. She said a lot of people throughout the YouTube, throughout Peppers, throughout everything is sitting up here talking about World War III. Now in her eyes, she said, she don't think it's inevitable. She think it's a chance if you hear it in a voice, but hey, it's no chance. It's gonna happen. It's prophecy. It's gonna happen. World War III is gonna happen. Point blank, period. There's no getting around it. There's no way around it. It's gonna happen. And a lot of people gonna die. So with that, I think there was one more I want to sit up here and play. Salakia Brothers. There was one more I want to play. Forgive me. Oh, here, I'm going to play this. In all honesty, I want to kind of play the beginning of it.
There were several violent attacks in New Jersey over the weekend.
And now officials are investigating whether they were hate crimes, specifically anti-Semitic. Our Joanne Pileggi joins us live now in Lakewood. Joanne, what are you learning?
Well, this has been a disturbing series of crimes here. All of the victims were members of the Orthodox.
Let me make a point. This is another one. New Jersey man, this is the title of the video, another one. New Jersey man targeting Jews warn of bloodbath. And this is by GMS Watchman. So I just want to put that out there, And the other one, like I said, the Patriot Nurse. The one before that was MD Creekmore. And the Canadian Prepper. And the other one before that, so you had the Canadian Prepper, the Canadian Prepper, MD Creekmore, you had the Patriot Nurse, and you got a GMS Watchman here, which is the other one I want to sit up here and play about the New Jersey man who they say was targeting Jews.
Jewish community. And while the suspect is in custody, is behind bars, activists are urging prosecutors to charge him and convict him as a hate crime or a bias crime.
I hear, but I don't watch. So I just find it too, I don't need to see tragedies. Hearing about it is enough of a trauma for me.
Members of the large Jewish Orthodox community in Lakewood, New Jersey, disturbed by a string of crimes that started with this frightening carjacking Friday. You can see the car owner desperately hanging onto the side of his vehicle as the suspect rounds a corner in a residential neighborhood.
Such a person obviously has no morals, no values. Anyone with morals wouldn't do such a thing.
The violence didn't end there. The suspect, now identified as 27-year-old Dion Marsh, allegedly continued his crime spree. Hours later, police say he struck a pedestrian in Lakewood, and then they say he drove to another location and stabbed someone else. Later, he allegedly hit another pedestrian while driving the stolen car.
I'm going to stop it there. So, all the videos I just showed, GMS Watchman, the Patriot Nurse, MD Creekmore, and a Canadian Prepper. Now, all these videos, you see all the stuff that's happening around the world. And as men of the Lord, this is what we put out here every day. We look at videos, we look at articles, we look at videos that, whether they prepper videos, whether they YouTuber videos, whether they videos from people who put news on YouTube or whatever, maybe Twitter or TikTok. Sometimes you get videos on there. You'll see brothers go on online and look at newspaper articles or articles that are on the internet. All these things are lining up with prophecy, man. We filter through these videos. We filter the scriptures through all these videos, man, to get it out there to you people. And it's not going to be long before the internet is shut down. It's not going to be long before we're off the highways and byways. You see all this stuff picking up. The sad part is 2/3 of our people too stupid, and they got their head up their ass too much and want to sit up here and worry about other shit, jobs and every damn thing else, and not sitting up here looking and seeing all the hell that's going on. But with that, before I get any other scripture, let me sit up here and get this scripture real quick. This is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And look at the days. Look at what's happening. They're talking about nuclear war. They're talking about World War III right on the horizon. The Canadian prepper dude, he's out of it. I mean, if you look at him and listen to him, I mean, he's pretty much in shock, like he said he was, like the name of his video. You know, because of the famines that are coming. You know, these people are really losing their mind, man. And then you got the newspaper talking about, now they got a New Jersey man. You know, not only did they do what that Frank James dude, the dude that they say shot up the subway station in New York City. Now you got a guy from New Jersey who supposedly carjacked somebody while he was hanging on to the door and then ran into somebody else some moments away. You know, now they sitting up here putting up these false flags, and now they sitting up here targeting you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you so-called blacks. Because guess what? That Jacob's trouble is around the corner. And not only that, now they can sit up here and find ways to sit up here and target the prophets that's out there on the highways and byways. So not only do you got Jacob's trouble around the corner, where they sitting up here highlighting blacks and everything they're doing now, with the black people that the gangbangers that shot up the mall, I think in Seattle, you know, with this Frank James thing that shot up the subway in New York City, this guy here in New Jersey, you know, who ran over somebody and dragged somebody in their own car, they allegedly saying. So my whole point is, man, you see the narrative that they're bringing up. Once Jacob's trouble starts, they're going to have a narrative where a lot of people, a lot of these so-called Edomites, these so-called white people, are going to sit up here and find it okay that they're targeting blacks and doing all sorts of stuff, that they're targeting the prophets out there on the highways and byways. You can see all the scenario coming up, and that's why I get Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fool, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And we got to keep our eyes open, brothers. We got to keep our heads on the swivel, because any day now, anything could happen. Any day now, any one of us could get, you know, while we out there preaching, they can pull us over and say anything now. So it's that time right now. It is that time. And then you got CD, I think his name is CD Creekmore, or MD Creekmore, or CD Creekmore. I'm Salakia. What is it? MD Creekmore. He was sitting up here talking about how desperate a person has to be to want to jump out a window. And not only that, look at everything that's going around. The Patriot nurse, look at the look on her face. Look at the Canadian prepper, look at the look on his face, man. This damn devil, man, is fucking up the world, man. And everyone is just having a fit. You know, so with that, let me sit up here and get Proverbs. (29 and 2). When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And you can see mourning every goddamn where on the planet right now. Every time you look on YouTube, you got preppers and everyone talking about just how bad shit is. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you know. As men of the Lord, that's why we sit up here and look at newspaper articles. As men of the Lord, that's why we sit up here and filter the scriptures through a lot of the videos that we see of different preppers or news people that come on YouTube, or TikTokers, or internet articles that we see. This earth is mourning right now. But we seeing things that are so bad that we're sitting up here getting it out to our people right now, to our so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you true children of the Heavenly Father, you true Israelites of the Bible, trying to let you know, man, what's going on, how bad things are getting. But hey, we're going to come into our kingdom pretty soon, man. And everything's going to be, we're going to be rejoicing pretty soon. But right now, you see the earth is mourning. You see how bad things are. The sad part is, man, is that 2/3 of our people are just so fucking into their own flesh and lust. And by the time they recognize it, it's going to be too late. So with that, and then like I said before, now let's go straight to the young lady in Patriot Nurse. Now she was sitting up here talking about how to prepare for World War III, and she sit up here and said it's coming. But she sit up here and said she really don't. She's really on that side of it's. I think it's coming, but I hope it don't, because that's how she's looking. Well, sorry to tell her, it's coming. World War III is right around the corner, and there's no escaping it. So let me sit up here and go to Revelations 11 and 14. This is Revelation 11 and 14, and this is just straight to the point. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. And when you say woe, woe means destruction. So the second woe is past. So what was the second woe? It was World War II. And now it's saying, behold, the third woe come quickly. And what is the third woe? That's World War III. And it's coming really fast if you see how everything is acting up. If you see all the stuff that's going on, now all of a sudden you got China sitting up here and talking shit to the United States about Taiwan. So all this stuff is coming all at once, people. This shit is picking up. This is not a joke. This shit is about to get real fast out here. Shit is heating up to the core. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of one thing dropping, that pin dropping and setting everything off. And that's why you got brothers out here on the highways and byways preaching this truth, telling our people to get right, telling you heathen you ease that y'all kingdom is about to fall. And that's what we sitting up here doing every day, day in and day out. Whether we out there on the highways or byways, or whether we putting lessons up on YouTube. Either way it goes, this kingdom is about to be over, man. And people are about to be in for a rude awakening. A real rude awakening. So with that, let me get 2nd Esdras. Nine. 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And I'm going to start at the first verse. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, and even from the beginning. And my whole point is, when we're seeing the Heavenly Father visiting this place right now, he's getting things riled up. He's starting, that fire is starting. Everything is getting riled up. You see the earthquakes in diverse places. You see the uproars of people everywhere. The thing is, it's just not here yet. It's not fully here in Babylon the Great, aka America. See, people haven't got started yet, but it's about to come here really soon, and it's going to take a lot of people by surprise. It's going to be too late then. But you see the uproars of people, especially in other countries. And look at China. China is just really one of the biggest countries right now that's feeling pure hell, pure hell, right now. And then you can look at you having earthquakes in diverse places. You got famines. You have droughts in a lot of the southern states. You having these big droughts. Farmers can't plant. You having these crazy weather patterns that's happening. It's pure hell out here, people. And a lot of people, like I said before, are too busy fucking. Our people are just too busy fucking around and being stupid and not paying attention to what's going on. But they're about to catch their hell too, which leads me just to go down to 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And I'm just going to go straight to the point. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 11, but the point is in 11 and 12. Just 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 12. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. So a lot of these people who sit up here it is, they've been told, but they loathe the law. They don't care about it. They toss it to the side, just say, fuck it, don't give a damn. They despise this word because they want to be in their flesh, But here's the point. This 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 12. The same must know it after death by pain. And it's about to be a lot of pain. World War III is ramping up. And like I said before, and then they're talking about that now, and they're talking about the chip. Damn. You know what? Possibly they can take this down. It might not be. But now they're talking about that stamp that's going in the left hand or the right hand. All this shit is happening, people, right before our eyes. And I mean, man, you talking about the year to turn up. This is beautiful. Man, if you're a man of the Lord right now, you should be jumping for joy. I mean, seriously, break open a bottle of champagne. I mean, yeah, you know, things ain't came yet, but you can see it. You can see it. Man, we are almost up out of here. We just gotta endure a little longer, and we almost through. You know, but this was just something through the spirit, man. Just to sit up here and say, man, look at all the video, all the YouTube pages and everything that's going out right now. You know, so with that, hey, I just hope this was edifying. Hey, we can see all the shit that's happening. We see everything that's going on. It's beautiful. And hey, we just got to endure a little longer, brothers, because we almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we almost up out of here. With that, I like to say Kwam Yasharallah and Abba Babal. Shalom.